Hello there and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about Transmog, and more specifically we're going to talk about the massive changes and updates coming to Transmog in patch 10.1.5 Fractures in Time. But before we jump into all the Transmog changes and everything going on with that, I just want to shout out my Twitch, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight, Dragonflight PTR and more, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. Right, so yes, Transmog updates in 10.1.5. Now, I've named this video Massive Transmog Updates because, to be honest, I think these changes are pretty massive, especially the first one. There's a couple different things we're going to cover in this video, including Transmog Tracking, Quantum Items, and Naxxramas, the return of Naxxramas items to Transmog. These are the changes in 10.1.5, and yeah, some pretty interesting stuff going on with it. So let's talk about the most exciting part for me personally, and that is Transmog Tracking. So once patch 10.1.5 launches, you can head over to the Appearance tab, and it looks pretty much the same as it usually does. However, if you hold down the Shift key, you'll see that some helms and items do become highlighted and some don't. Now, this is the Transmog Tracking feature, and I absolutely love it. So if we look at these guns here, for example, I'm holding down the Shift key here. You can see that some of them are highlighted and some of them not. When you click it, it will add it to your objective tracker on the right-hand side. So the light auto-stabilizing energy rifle, it drops from HK8 aerial oppression unit from Operation Mechagon. Now I can click that boss and it'll actually open it in the adventure guide, and you can see the other drops, you can see the model, you can see where it is and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty darn good. But also what happens is when you click this, it's actually going to add a point to your map using the new point system, which was added in the game recently, and show you exactly where that dungeon is. I love it. I absolutely love this feature, and not enough people are talking about it, if I'm completely honest. I think it's really great. I think it's like, I don't know, I just think it's super handy. You can literally just go to your collections tab, be like, oh man, I really want to get, you know, this random tabard, and you'd be like, right, where does this tabard come from? It comes from a vendor in the Arathi Highlands, and that's going to show you exactly where that is on the map for you to go get it. Now, personally, I think this should be extended to mounts as well. I would love to be able to shift-click a mount and find out where it drops specifically or where that dungeon is. This is going to be really good for new players who are getting into collections as well. A veteran player like me probably knows where most of this stuff does come from, but for the most part, it's just a really great feature. I really like it a lot. I think it's cool as well. It like extends into the sets tab as well. So if there's like certain set pieces you kind of haven't got yet, you can track those straight from the sets tab as well. So this is just Transmog right now. To see it expanded into mounts, toys, and pretty much everything in the game would be absolutely awesome. But this is a fantastic change. I just love the detail of being able to click the boss and it opening up in the dungeon journal as well. I just think that part is just so fantastic. It's really awesome. And as said, not enough people are talking about it. So Transmog Tracking is coming in patch 10.1.5. No doubt it'll be expanded on with the kind of missing items, but it does all the way back to vanilla WoW items that are gray and green, and yeah, just pretty much, you know, so many items being added in this initial batch of Transmog Tracking. So yeah, very cool feature, and looking forward to that a lot. Next up, we are going to talk about quantum items. Now, these were data mined in a recent 10.1.5 build, and we finally know a little bit more detail about what they are and how they work. So if you don't know, there's a quantum item for pretty much every item in the game. So you have quantum crossbow, mace, axe, great sword, great axe, great hammer, polearm, staff, legs, gloves, shoulders, etc. Every item in the game has a kind of quantum thing, and the description for these items, for example, the quantum chest, will say add an appearance of this type to your collection from the past. Now, once this is data mined, people got really excited about what this could possibly be and how these work. And as mentioned, we kind of do know how they work now. So on the PTR, again, PTR be PTRing, this is not confirmed about drop rates and things like that, but we do know how the items work. So Chrono Lord Deos, the final boss of the Dawn of the Infinite Mega Dungeon, which is coming in 10.1.5, drops a quantum item at the moment for every person in the dungeon. So 5 quantum items do drop per run, 1 for everybody in the dungeon, which is really cool. When you use these items, what it does is it actually adds an appearance you don't have to your collection. So if you get the quantum crossbow, for example, it'll just add a random crossbow from the collections tab into your collections. This could be gray, green, epic, raid finder, mythic, anything. We didn't have any items from the current expansion, but this is all items from legacy dungeons and legacy content, which was added. Now, it doesn't look like either that removed items, such as like corrupted Ashbringer and things like that, are included in this list, but however, you know, time will tell. Once people start doing it, obviously we'll have a better idea of what is and isn't included. But from our various runs, look like everyone in the group did get it, 100% drop chance every single time. Again, could be a PTR thing just for testing, but these quantum items are extremely cool. I love it. I think it's a great thing. The Mythic Dungeon does reset weekly, I believe, it seems. On the PTR it's daily, but it will be probably weekly once it does come out. And yeah, you'll be able to get a random transmog from the past added to your collection from these items when you run it, which I think is great. And just think, like in a couple of expansions time, you'll be able to just solo it and go get some random pieces of transmog that you might not already have. And you might get lucky and get something rare. Also worth noting, there's a chance of an item called the Reigns of the Quantum Corsair. So this is actually super rare. We got it on our first run, so we thought it might have been 100%, but it's definitely rare. And it's a bonus loot for someone in the group, it seemed. We did have this drop. So this is a mount. So this says absorb the Quantum Corsair, causing it to take the form of a random mount from the past, very similar to the quantum items. Now, the person who did this group used it, and they got Midnight's Eternal Reigns from Mythic Karazhan in Legion. Yeah, they got a rare dungeon mount from the Quantum Corsair item. Again, this is super rare. I think we just got extremely lucky on our first run. We never saw it drop again, but this also does drop from Chrono Lord Deos, the last boss of the Dawn of the Infinite Mega Dungeon. Not only can you get random transmogs, there's also a chance of a random mount from the past, like a dungeon or raid mount or something like that, which is absolutely awesome. So very much looking forward to the dungeon to be released and seeing all the different mounts that people could potentially get. As we just got lucky with one and we saw that it was Midnight, which is very exciting, obviously. But yeah, very, very interesting items. Big fan of the quantum stuff, and I think it's going to be cool for transmog collectors for sure. And finally, let's talk about Naxxramas. Yeah, Naxxramas items are coming back in 10.1.5, very similar to the Gazul Garub items, which returned recently in Dragonflight. So the way that this works, it looks like you will be getting kind of recipes for removed transmogs from Naxxramas. This doesn't look like it includes anything like the Corrupted Ashbringer right now or Tier 3. However, it is various different items, including the Icebane set for all of the armor classes, which is exciting. So not too sure on the details how to unlock all this stuff right now because it's encrypted on the PTR. This is what happened with the Zul'Gurub stuff. It was a lot of speculation. Once the patch came out, people figured it out and we were able to kind of talk about it, which is what I'm going to do once obviously it's all figured out. I'll make a full kind of guide on how it all works and everything like that. But we do know for sure that this Naxxramas stuff is coming back and you will be able to go into Nax, get recipes for removed transmogs from the past, which I think is really exciting to see some of these items coming back, including the Icebane set as mentioned. So that's really cool. Also on top of this though, which is really exciting, is that it looks like, again, just speculation, but kind of interesting, Scholarments, the original Scholarments from Vanilla WoW, is also returning in pretty much its full form, it seems. So what they did in the game files, I noticed that they renamed the original map for Scholarments Old just back to Scholarments, which I thought was really interesting. But on top of that, they actually added a new achievement to kill 2 bosses in Scholarments. Now, on the face of it, that sounds pretty fine, whatever, but these bosses and the kind of criteria that it's looking for this achievement are the vanilla WoW versions of these bosses. So it does look like we are going to potentially be getting the vanilla WoW version of Scholarments returning, along with all of the transmog and whatnot that come from that dungeon. But that is also linked to the Naxxramas stuff. But again, we don't know specifically how that is linked. But we'll obviously find out once the patch launches, all this becomes unencrypted, and the secret finding Discord are just become absolute gods at finding stuff. But they found a load of stuff already, but again, none of it kind of links together right now because it is kind of encrypted at the minute. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Nax and Scholarments stuff coming back in 10.1.5. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of all the big updates for Transmog in 10.1.5, Transmog Tracking, Quantum Items, Naxxramas. Yeah, a good bunch of stuff. Collectors are eating good in 10.1.5. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this Quantum Item stuff kind of unfolds. As mentioned, it is 100% drop rate on the PTR right now. Will it stay like that? I guess we'll see how that works specifically. They're also tradable. I didn't mention that. You can trade them around the group. So if you just wanted to funnel all the Transmog into one person, you could do that, which I think is really cool as well. So yeah, there you go, guys. Let me know what you think of the new Transmog Tracking feature, the Quantum Items, the Naxxramas, the Scholarments, all the exciting things coming in 10.1.5 down in the comment section below. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you want to catch me outside of YouTube, I also have a Patreon and I'm on Twitter at MrGMYT, and I have a Discord channel as well. And as mentioned, I am on twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to see me stream World of Warcraft, Dragonflight PTR, and more, we're on twitch.tv/MrGM every single day. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.